Long ago, when forests whispered mantras and kingdoms still listened to the will of the god, there stood a radiant city called Pragjyotish, glowing like a jewel in the eastern land. It was ruled by Banasura, mighty, fierce, blessed by Lord Shiva himself, and burdened by pride as vast as his 1,000 arms. Yet within his iron willed palace lived Usha, his daughter, gentle as moonlight, curious as dawn. One night, when silence wrapped the world, Usha dreamed. She saw a young prince, his eyes calm like the ocean, his smile fearless, his presence familiar, as though her soul had known him forever. She woke up with tears on her cheek and love blooming in her heart. Unable to bear the ache, she confided in her friend Chitralekha, gifted with mystical vision. With divine insight, Chitralekha recognized the face from the dream. He is Aniruddha, she said softly, grandson of Sri Krishna, born of courage and grace. Guided by destiny, Chitralekha carried Aniruddha through unseen path across skies and stars into Usha's chamber. And so, without war, without conquest, love arrived. For days they felt like eternity. Usha and Anirudh lived in quiet joy. But fate does not hide forever. When Banasura discovered the truth, rays thundered through his 1,000 arms. Blinded by power, forgetting dharma, he imprisoned Anirudh, believing strength could command even destiny. He did not realize he had chained not just a prince, but the thread that led to Krishna's himself. When news reached Dwarka, Sri Krishna rose not in anger but in resolve. With Balaram beside him and the Yadava army following, Krishna marched toward Pragjyotish. The earth trembled, the sky watched. Wall fell, weapon clashed, and then Shiva stood before Krishna, not as an enemy, but as a devotee protecting a devotee. For a moment, that shook the universe. Hari faced Hara, preserver before ascetic, both calm, both divine, neither driven by hatred. Krishna fought Banasura, severing his arms one by one, not to destroy him, but to strip away his arrogance. At last, broken and humbled, Banasura fell. Lord Shiva stepped forward and spoke, not with command, but with devotion. Spare him. Krishna smiled, and he forgave Banasura. Banasura lived free from pride, anchored in humility. Aniruddha was released, and Usha's love was honored, not punished. Their marriage was celebrated not just as a union of hearts, but as a triumph of dharma over ego. This is not merely a tale of God and battles. It is a reminder that love, guided by truth, cannot be imprisoned. Power bows before compassion, and the greatest victory is mercy. Even today, the winds of Pragjyotish, nowadays we call it Assam, Tejpur, still carry the story in the heart of the people. This place is still preserved for people to go and revisit such a historic moment. If you like listening such beautiful stories, then subscribe the channel. Thank you for watching.